If we are serious about saving life on Earth, we've got to start fighting back in the ways that people do when they realize they need to form a serious resistance movement.
Most indigenous populations who maintain any sense of a traditional worldview know that the way of life that settler society has imposed on this land is unsustainable. Yet there's been a sense that we really need to kind of wait until it collapses, or wait until they're done doing, or they've reached their limit and they can't continue the way that they've been going on, and be patient. Fuck patience.
I think really the big problem is power, and that's something that liberals have a lot of trouble kind of thinking about or wrapping their heads around. And the problem is that this culture has clearly defined hierarchy. There are people who are clearly in power and who benefit from power and who benefit from destroying the planet and who benefit from exploiting other people. And they've been doing that for a long time, and their power is more important to them than anything else.
There is no personal consumer choice that is going to dismantle the systems of power that are behind the destruction of our planet. What we need is organized political resistance.
You cannot just simply ask the state for these reforms or for any kind of gains or concessions. You have to force them to do it, and that's the power of disruption.
It was a bloody day at the Mohawk Indian community in Oka, Quebec, near Montreal. Provincial police in riot gear stormed the barricades the Mohawks had set up. There were clouds of tear gas, a hail of bullets, and in the midst of the battle, a policeman was killed. All this because of a dispute over a piece of forest the Indians claim is theirs, a forest town council wants to bulldoze to expand the local golf course.
The police retreated as abruptly as they'd attacked, leaving behind their cruisers. They also left a heavy front-end loader, which the Mohawks immediately put to their own use. The police cruisers, crushed and useless, became barricades themselves.
We treat these trees and the land like our mother. These people are raping our mother. What would you do if they raped your mother?
These politicians are servants of the system. It's their job to keep it going. It's their job to keep profit rolling in for the ruling class. And they will never, ever act in the people's interests or in the interests of the planet. It doesn't matter what we say. The only thing that they will respond to is force and the threat of social disruption. And even if we allow them to stay in power, they will always take back any gain that we manage to get from them.
It's really important to recognize that no struggle is done, that there's not any possibility of any lasting victory as long as the state still exists. But we can definitely see in the histories of struggle, small gains have been won and ways in which we've empowered ourselves by the use of all tactics. And I think it's not even important to really say if a particular tactic is violent or not, because this is just kind of a moral category meant to restrict action. I think it's more important to look at which tactics can be empowering and liberating and useful.
Purely above ground means are designed to facilitate the expansion of global capitalism.
These are serious power structures that are making vast sums of money. They are backed up by the power of the armed state in every way imaginable. They've got armies on their side, they own the mass media, the banks, all the money is on their side.
If there's any doubt about the leadership that our military is showing, you just need to look at this F-18 fighter and the light armored vehicle behind me. The Army and Marine Corps have been testing this vehicle on a mixture of biofuels, and this Navy fighter jet, appropriately called the Green Hornet, will be flown for the first time in just a few days on Earth Day.
Come on, let us shoot. The Bushmaster, Crazy Horse 1A. You're taking him. Bushmaster, Crazy Horse 1A. This is Bushmaster 7, go ahead. Roger, we have a black SUV, or bongo truck picking up the bodies. request permission to engage. Bushmaster 7, roger. This is Bushmaster 7, roger, engage. 1-8, engage. Clear. Come on. Clear.
So if the law will not do the right thing, other people will have to do the right thing, and they'll have to do the right thing by breaking the law. And that precedent has been set many times throughout our history. The people who saved the Jews from the German Nazis broke the law for a higher ethical purpose. The people who liberated slaves in our country through the Underground Railroad system to protect them from slave masters and a very barbaric law in the United States at that time. They did the right thing. They broke the law for a higher ethical purpose.
We need to start and get out there and go beyond hitting like on Facebook and signing online petitions. We need to be out there in the real world fighting back.
I think one of the things that we really have to accept and internalize is that the majority of institutions and the majority of people are never going to be on our side. And so we have to sit down as individual activists and as communities of resistance, as a culture of resistance, and we have to say, okay, well, what will it take to stop this culture from destroying the planet? You know, part of the answer is obviously that persuasion hasn't worked and persuasion is not going to work. If we want to be successful, then we have to look at what resistance movements in the past have done and what they've learned and kind of the different phases that they've gone through as they've tried to assert themselves and try to be successful.
When I say organized political resistance, I mean that we need to face power head on. Once you name power, you will find that power is sociopathic, that the people in charge will do whatever it takes to shut you up.
The thing about when you enter into a period of social conflict, what you don't want is people promoting nonviolence, because that's going to disarm the people. It's going to disarm the people in the face of an aggressive enemy and in the face of hard social conditions. You want them to have a stronger fighting spirit, because without a fighting spirit, you lack the will to resist.
The smartest thing the Nazis did was they made it so that at every step of the way it was in the Jews' rational best interest to not resist. Would you rather get an ID card, or do you want to resist and possibly get killed? Do you want to move to a ghetto, or do you want to resist and possibly get killed? Do you want to get on a cattle car, or do you want to resist and possibly get killed? You want to take a shower, or do you want to resist and possibly get killed? At every step of the way, it was in their rational self-interest to not resist. But I'll tell you something very important, which is the Jews who participated in the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising had a higher rate of survival than those who went along.
I think if any of us were alive in Nazi Germany right now, we would know what a resistance movement should be doing. And we need to think about the culture of industrial civilization as if it's a culture of occupation, because it is.
If Nazis or other fascists took over North America, what would we all do? What would we do if they implemented Mussolini's definition of fascism? Fascism should more appropriately be called corporatism, because it's a merger of state and corporate power. What if this occupied country called itself a democracy, but most everyone understood elections to be shams, with citizens allowed to choose between different wings of the same fascist or following Mussolini corporate party? What if anti-government activity was opposed by stormtroopers and secret police? Would you fight back? If there already existed a resistance movement, would you join it? Would you resist if the fascists irradiated the countryside, poisoned food supplies, made rivers unfit for swimming, and so filthy you wouldn't even dream of drinking from them anymore? If fascists systematically deforested the continent, would you join an underground army of resistance, head to the forests, and from there to boardrooms and the halls of the Reichstag to pick off the occupying deforesters, and most especially those who give them their marching orders? Give me a threshold, give me a specific point at which you finally take a stand. If you can't or won't give that threshold, why not?
Yeah, yo, I ain't got any time to waste on this one. I gotta get right on it, like, yo. When I face the page, I place the rage, place it into stasis. I write it and erase it. That's a basis, cover all the bases. Watch what you say on the cell, they're gonna trace it. Sack that, don't expect any aces. Camera eyes, watch you in public places. And I hate this, so I take this mic and I write like these words on my legs, and they walk me through my paces. People chasing glittery lights, but I've seen the heights. My time is not wasted, I'm tracing the sky. Who weed smoke that I took me to other spaces of mine. In time, look, just face it, this life is mine. That's why I'm not racing the finish line. We'll come with time, the moment designed to shine, I won't replace it. So I take my time, grind it up and break it, roll it up so fine, light it up and blaze it, smoke 'em blunt, smoke 'em up. And times on the grind, train and fold the signs, take your fist and raise it up to the sky. See the fire in the eye, do or do not do. There is no try, hard to find what's true. That is no lie. If they clip your wings, how you gonna fly? You gonna lie, you're gonna die. So until that day, are you gonna try? One by one we multiply. Eyes to the sun, just let it shine now. Now get into it, now choose your side. We got to do it, the time is right. Now get into it, now change your life. Only you can do it, the time is right. Any more pollution and you gon' fry. So get into it, it's do or die. With no action, factions, a cruise divide. But you can't be stupid if you choose to ride. And you can't ride the fence, better choose your side. Keep doing what you're told, or do what's right. You're gonna roll over, or you gon' fight. No justice, no peace, the war's tonight. And I'm a poltergeist, you know, a violent spirit. Product of a world with too much violence in it. So many people, trees and animals are dying a minute. Can't ask them to stop, they ain't trying to hear it. Until we get physical, they ain't gonna fear it. To go to war with the machine, start trying to kill it. Until it dies, every day's a violent day. And they expect you to protest in silence and stay pacifist and unaffected while we die and decay. We need to rise up, fuck kneeling to pray. Preachers and teachers lead us astray. Politicians and cops, all they say is obey your corporate masters. Buy what they got and display. Stop buying the shit, start making them pay. To hell with the games, we ain't gonna play. Let's fight them till they kill us or they take us away. Start throwing Molotovs, stop throwing bouquets. Take it to these bastards like tankers and skate. Monkey wrench machines and write communiques. A wall to spray pages, big circle A's. Now get into it, now choose your side. We got to do it, the time is right. Now get into it, now change your life. Only you can do it, the time is right.
Agents have been tracking for weeks. If you listen to them, you're playing right into your own destruction.